us how coffee was every morning. I can't tell it. And then we just blew up. I'm like, oh. So yeah, we get that to look forward to in our future.
It's kind of funny because I knew KT and Darin had traveled, had kind of done that, and then they had always talked about, yeah, we take a couple other friends, but I never knew who the gang was.
Yeah,
kind of thing, you know.
Part of the gang.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, great.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's those times that are really,
and that's the best, right? Yeah, those
exactly.
Those are the experiences. Like, we go to Vegas and we're driving through the freaking main infield. Like, we don't belong there. And there's like, okay, we don't look back. We just go. We don't look back. And we're, the whole weekend, like, they think the director of the series.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, he's driving me and the other, the gentleman over the light blue, the skinnier guy.
Yeah.
He's a retired chief. He's part of our gang. He comes and grabs us. Come on, we gotta go. Now we're in a car going around the truck.
Oh my God.
This doesn't happen.
Just go with it. Just
that's what he says. Just guy rolls down pit road. He's like, "Are you two with me?" And he's like, "Yep, he's with you and he's with you. Go."
I love it. It's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting how much thought he put into the speech today. This will be a good one, right? Like if he's going to have to go out, I'm sure it's going to be one that will go out in style kind of thing. So.
You're on the line, by the way. So if you want to talk about anything,
all right, got it. We're going to fire every one striper that's in the organization. We're going you're online. Oh, you're online. Oh, never mind. Good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It'll be good.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So he actually, I haven't had a personal talk with him about 2 weeks, but they're literally leaving tomorrow or the next day or something. They're rolling today.
His time is 11:30. Pick up the trailer away from head PA tonight.
Holy shit.
9 hours.
Wow.
And I go get up. Coffee and donuts and hit the road, do another 9 hours to Montana. We've got an Airbnb.
Yeah, he told me about that, which that's pretty cool. That's a great idea to do something like that.
And the kids start school there.
That's insane. Well, I guess that's why I tried driving. Awesome. Well, the nice thing too is having a friend like him. He's going to be one phone call away from you when you're like, "Hey, what were you thinking when you did this?" And all that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's it. All right. Well, I'll let you get going with all this. Okay. We'll see you later.
How you doing? Good. Thanks for covering all this stuff again today. You've been at it. So you guys been live streaming it on?
We're live on YouTube right now.
Okay. And then yesterday's or yesterday?
It was going on Facebook.
It was on Facebook. Okay. All right. Facebook Live just through the VTAG one? No. Gotcha. Okay. All right. So my wife was looking for it. She was super excited about it. So I'll have to check into that. Cool. Awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Am I on it?
Went live on 10 minutes. 6 minutes ago.
Hi, how are you? Good. An army.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this morning's ceremony. We request cellular phones and other electronic devices be silenced or turned off at this time. Please maintain 6 feet social distancing and wear a face covering. This is considered an indoor ceremony, both in the hangar and those on the flight line. During the national anthem, civilian guests should place their right hand over their heart, and military members will not render a salute. The ceremony will begin shortly. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Technical Sergeant Juan Coleman from the Recruiting and Retention Team. Today, the men and women of the United States Air Force and the Vermont Air National Guard pay special tribute to Chief Master Sgt. Darin Mauzy on the occasion of his retirement. The presiding officer for today's ceremony is Colonel David Shevchik. Please rise for the arrival of the official party, playing of the national anthem, followed by the invocation. Father Metis will now deliver the invocation.
I'd invite you to prayer. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Can I get an amen? A little louder. Amen. This is a day of great celebration, O God. For we arise this morning in celebration and in thanksgiving to you. For our God, you have put within our hearts this morning overflowing gratitude and thanksgiving. For you have called your Son to life, Chief Master Sgt. Darin Mauzy, and you inspired his heart to seek military service for our country, and you put him in our midst. Like your people of long ago, he wandered in the desert for 40 years before arriving in the Promised Land. The chief has wandered the world in military service, but finally found the Promised Land here in Vermont with the Green Mountain Boys. And we are so thankful to you, O God, for guiding him here and through the years. May what we do this morning rightly reflect that gratitude to the chief, but also rightly honor you. Moses did not journey alone. We lift up in thanksgiving today all the airmen, friends, and leaders who served alongside Chief Mauzy. Grant, O God, that he continues to be a living legacy to them as he moves into this moment of his life. Grant too, O God, that all of us who pick up the torch the chief now hands on run our portion of the race with a distinction that honors the chief long after this ceremony is ended. Gracious God, you bless the chief not only with comrades in arms, but an incredibly loving family. May you grace Tara with a new awareness of how her strength and support made this day possible and our nation safe. May Caden, Kyler, Liv, and Maddie know that their dad steps forward each day to keep them safe, but that each day his service has kept other children safe in our country and around the world. Now the chief has won his race, he has fought the good fight, he has kept the faith. May he hear your voice in his heart today and every day. May he hear your voice say to him, well done, good and faithful servant. God bless the Mauzy family. God bless our Guard family. May God bless the United States of America. Amen.
Please be seated. At this time, I would like to welcome our distinguished guests in attendance today. Please hold your applause until they have all been introduced. The Adjutant General of Vermont, Brigadier General Gregory Knight, Vermont National Guard Senior Enlisted Advisor, Command Sergeant Major Nathan Chipman, Director of Joint Staff, Brigadier General David Manfredi, Chief of Staff Air, Brigadier General Stephen Lambert, Vermont Air National Guard State Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Brian Dussablon, Incoming Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Jeffrey Stebbins, Chief Master Sergeant's family, wife Tara, sons Caden and Kyler, and daughters Olivia and Madeline. We also welcome all general officers, commanders, honorary commanders, chiefs, retirees, members of the Vermont National Guard family in attendance today, as well as those that are watching from home. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Adjutant General of Vermont, Brigadier General Gregory Knight.
Good morning. Good morning, sir. We've been down this road before. Good morning. Good morning. Good to see everybody. So today is a remarkable day. We are honoring, on his retirement, Chief Master Sgt. Darin Mauzy. So yesterday, for those of us who were on the system for email, I sent out an email very briefly covering Chief Mauzy's career. But I attached to his resume his bio for a reason. Sometimes it can do us some good to reflect on the excellence of others. So that was important to me. Read his bio, and you look, if you see what I saw. First, Darin, thank you for your service. You're a remarkable senior NCO. Darin Mauzy, to me, exemplifies excellence in all we do. He's professional, he's candid, he's humble, but most importantly, he's engaged in making our organization and our enterprise better. He develops airmen, he develops NCOs, and he develops officers. And I think if you look again at his bio, that's exemplified and reflected there. Excellence in everything you do, very, very much appreciated. Tara, kids, we all understand, good Lord, could you look any more like your dad? Nothing could be done without you. All of his successes are yours, and you have certainly earned this retirement as much as Darin has. So thank you so very much for being there. Friends, you are here in support of Darin as well and his family. That means a lot for us. This is a network. This is a Guard family, particularly true in Vermont. So be proud of Darin and his family, as I am. And it's a small token. Sometimes they give us things, and I've told the story, and some of you have heard it already, but my coin has the beginning of General John Sedgwick's saying. He was the 6th Corps commander marching his unit from Maryland to Gettysburg. So he forced march of 36 miles, and he said, put the Vermonters ahead and keep the column well closed. And he said that because Vermonters had a reputation for excellence, for hard marching, and not running from a fight. So Darin, again, you exemplify that. Thank you for your service, everything you've done for our community, for our state, and for our nation.
Thank you, General Knight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the commander of the 158th Fighter Wing, Colonel David Shevchik.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. General Knight, Command Sergeant Major Chipman, General Officers, Commanders, Honorary Commanders, Chiefs, retirees, community members, friends and family, and the Fighter Wing family, the Fighter Wing team. Welcome, and thank you for being here to honor and pay tribute to a great American, Chief Mauzy. And whether you're joining in person or you're joining us virtually to celebrate. A special welcome to Tara, Caden, Kyler, Liv, and Maddie, and friends. Thank you for being here. And the proud family and friends, shout out those that are watching from Steeler country. Welcome, and thanks for joining us. This is a special day, an emotional day, a bittersweet day, as we pay tribute to our beloved Wing Command Chief, Chief Mauzy, and his family. And I want to start off, I have a few words, but I want to read a note from Colonel Smith. And I'm going to start with that. Chief Mauzy. And for those that don't know, Colonel Smith was the previous Wing Commander and served with Chief Mauzy as his Wing Command Chief for the better part of a year and 2 years. Chief Mauzy, congratulations and thank you for your service. I'm sorry I'm not able to be there this morning with you, Tara, and the kids, and the airmen of the wing as you celebrate your retirement. I know you have a lot on your plate these days, but take time to enjoy and savor this moment. You earned it and deserve it. You and I both have attended our fair share of military retirements, all of them different, and all of them so meaningful, enlightening, and personal. But attending a retirement is different from your own. I know that firsthand, and now you do too. I wish I was there to take in the proud, grateful, and emotional expressions on everyone's faces, to listen to words spoken, and especially yours. You led our airmen extremely well. You listened, got to know them, and advocated tirelessly on their behalf. And there's only one first, and you were it. The first F-35 Wing Command Chief in the Air National Guard. You made a lifelong impression on all of us, and you did it really, really well. I absolutely loved being your teammate as a wing command team. You taught me many things, but I especially enjoyed watching you mentor and develop airmen of our fine wing. From our newest all the way through our most senior chiefs, you showed them the tools for success and then let them achieve it, while behind the scenes, you were always supporting. Hardly a day went by when I would show up in the morning and you had 1, 2, 3, or 4 airmen packed in your office. That has not changed. You didn't always have the time, but you made the time. And to me, and as I look at the wing today and the leadership, skill and understanding, they have what it takes to maintain and develop a highly functioning combat fighter wing. You have much to be proud of. I am so proud of you and the work you did on our airmen's behalf, and so thankful for the time we spent together sharing so many memories. I look forward to our continued conversations about faith, families, and our Green Mountain Boy team. What an exciting time for you and your family as you embark on a new phase of your lives. I wish I was there firsthand to witness the impact you will undoubtedly make with your new team. Can't wait to hear about your new chapter. God bless you and your family. Your teammate, wingman, and friend, Colonel Smith. As you can tell from the note, Colonel Smith and I didn't even talk about our message, but I think you'll find some similarities, and I think you'll find some themes as other folks get up here and provide their testimonials and emotional, heartfelt stories about Chief Mauzy and their experience with him. He's grounded by his faith and family, and he's driven by his passion and genuine care for people, and maybe a little bit of his love for NASCAR. Tara, Caden, Kyler, Maddie, Olivia, thank you. Thank you for the 25 years of devoted service, family service, and the sacrifices that you've made together along the way. The ones that people see and know about, and the ones that are known only to you. You should know that each day it's evident and resonates with all of us here that his family is what he's most proud of. Our Fighter Wing family wishes you all the very best in your next chapter, and know this Green Mountain family, like I said in there, is one that you never leave. Now I could read Chief's bio and career accomplishments. I thought it was funny that Tag mentioned it, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to for 2 reasons. Well, actually 3. One, it was sent out yesterday. But first, it would say what you would think it would say for those that know him. It would say he's been Airman of the Year, NCO of the Year, Senior NCO of the Year, distinguished graduate from almost every program. A true professional, served and recognized at the national level, a genuine professional of character and distinguished performance, and a gifted leader. But the second reason that I'm not going to share the bio and go over his career accomplishments is they don't matter to me. That's not what's important to him. What he's most proud of, and I can say this, having served with him from his beginning time here, tenure, is you. When I said family, I meant his own family, but his professional family. And I can say he is absolutely proud of all of you and the relationships he's fostered and cultivated over the years. Chief, you have this innate ability to relate, connect, and inspire. And make us all better. Make our team better, and you have. It's truly a rare and precious gift. I've witnessed it over the past 5 years, starting from when you were one of my chiefs in ammo. Shout out to the ammo team. And we've all benefited from your mentorship and your charismatic servant leadership style. We can't possibly thank you enough, Chief, or convey how much this team is going to miss you. But I can say this, that pride that you have in our team, we have it for you too. That fills you with the emotion when we talk, like we just did. We have for you too. See, the chief taught me early on the subtlety of the possessive. And what I mean by that, and maybe you've heard this too, is he always said when I was a young, naive squadron commander, he said, listen to see if people refer to you as the commander or the chief, versus that's my commander or my chief. That's pride in ownership. That's pride in partnership. You, my friend, will always be my chief and our Fighter Wing Command Chief. On behalf of a grateful wing, we salute you. Now, I was writing these notes last night, and I'll say this in closing. My youngest son, Ethan, came in the room, and he said, Dad, what are you doing? And I said, well, I'm trying to think of what I'm going to say at Chief Mauzy's retirement. You remember Darin? And he said, oh, yeah. Wait, he's the one with all the cool knives in his office, right? I said, yeah, that's the one. You liked all the memorabilia in your office, Chief, and that's fitting, I think, for this presentation on behalf of our Fighter Wing executive team. Because you do have lots of cool, sentimental items already, and you'll probably get more today. Some of them sharp. But we thought maybe this gift would hold some of those precious memories and treasures, in addition to all the ones that we hold in our hearts and minds for you.
So on the top of the box is the Green Mountain Boy battle flag. Inside is a tray with a coin holder. And on the bottom is a flag holder with two flags, the battle flag and U.S. flag flown by Colonel Shepchet. And there's an inscription which I'll read. Chief Master Sgt. Darin Mauzy, thank you for your tireless service and dedication to the United States Air Force, the Vermont Air National Guard, and the 158th Fighter Wing. You passionately and strategically advised command on behalf of our 900 enlisted airmen. Your vision and guidance have left behind a legacy of strong leadership in the world's premier fighter wing. We owe you a debt of gratitude, the Green Mountains.
Colonel Shepchet would now present Chief Master Sgt. Mauzy with the Legion of Merit. Progress to the Air National Guard's first operational 5th generation fighter unit. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Chief Master Sgt. Mauzy reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, Colonel Shevchet will now retire Chief Mauzy. Colonel Shevchet, publish the order.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Department of the Air Force, Washington, District of Columbia. Special order number AA0949, dated 24 June 2020. By order of the Secretary of the Air Force, Chief Master Sgt. Darin Mauzy is retired from active duty effective 31 October 2020. More than 24 years of faithful and honorable duty. Colonel Shevchet will now present Chief Master Sergeant Mauzy with a certificate of appreciation from the Commander-in-Chief. Of America, authorized by Act of Congress, July 20th, 1942, has awarded the Legion of Merit to Chief Master Sergeant Darin J. Mauzy for exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding services. Chief Master Sergeant Darin J. Mauzy distinguished himself exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States while assigned to the 158th Fighter Wing, Vermont Air National Guard, South Burlington, Vermont, from 4 August 2018 to 6 August 2020. Chief Mauzy's leadership and untiring devotion resulted in mission accomplishment with the deliberate development of 952 Vermont Air National Guard airmen. During this period, the 158th Fighter Wing also closed out 33 years of actively flying F-16 Fighting Falcon and became the first Air National Guard unit to concurrently field the F-35 Lightning 5th generation fighter. Both these feats are highlighted by the creation of the first Air National Guard F-35A maintenance training plan, which utilized and leveraged the experience of 5 extended active duty Vermont Air National Guard airmen to develop a cadre of 32 trainers and qualified as 3-level maintainers in the first Air National Guard 5th generation flying wing. Furthermore, Chief Mauzy is instrumental in revitalizing the 158th Fighter Wing's First Sergeant program, advocating for and creating the first full-time wing first sergeant position in the history of the Vermont Air National Guard. He worked tirelessly to create wing developmental special duty positions, preparing and enabling our Green Mountain Boy non-commissioned officers to lead our enlisted airmen into the future. Finally, Chief Mauzy was instrumental in procuring the required resources to generate the first 6-ship aircraft temporary duty for training. This training was influential in the development and readiness of 112 Vermont Air National Guard and active duty airmen. The movement of 34 cargo increments garnering valuable knowledge, skills, and abilities for our wing as we continue to progress. The retirement certificate reads, I extend to you my personal thanks and the sincere appreciation of our grateful nation for your contribution of honorable service to our country. You have helped maintain the security of the nation during a critical time in its history with a devotion to duty and spirit of sacrifice in keeping with the proud tradition of the military service. I trust that in the coming years you will maintain an active interest in the armed forces and the purpose for which you serve. Those who follow in your footsteps will draw inspiration from your commitment, dedication, and sacrifices made to ensure the protection of our American freedoms. My best wishes to you for your happiness and success in the future. Signed, Donald J. Trump, Commander-in-Chief. Command Sergeant Major Nathan Chipman and Chief Master Sergeant Brian Dussablon will now join us on stage to present Chief Master Sergeant Mauzy with a certificate of appreciation from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force.
please be seated in the seats. Thank you.
The certificate reads, I am proud to join your friends, family, in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. The achievements and contributions you have made throughout your career are indicative of the core values of our great service. Your retirement is well-deserved, but your selfless contributions will be sorely missed. On behalf of all airmen, thank you for your faithful and devoted service to our nation as this chapter in your life closes and a new one begins. I hope the years ahead are filled with more great memories and continued success. The Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force would also like to extend a congratulations to the spouse and children of all military members, more importantly, the spouse and family of Chief Master Sergeant Mauzy. A certificate was sent and will be provided to TAR at a later time. Due to the current COVID situation, let's take a moment to thank Chief Mauzy's family and all other families currently serving out our nation's call. Please be seated. Chief Master Sergeant Stebbins will now present Chief Master Sergeant Mauzy a token of appreciation.
Good morning. Chief, congratulations, brother. We're going to do a series of gifts. Mine's going to start as a small token of our appreciation, but I can't take this opportunity without mentioning how much you mean to this wing. Everybody I've talked to over the last week or so, I've had the chance to explain our relationship. But I think what it goes without standing is very few times does somebody of this caliber come into your life, in the lives of 980 airmen, and the impact you've had here. And we've heard your declaration. Colonel Smith summed it up. Our wingman, Colonel Shevchuk, summed it up. There wasn't one time that I can remember you didn't put airmen first. You drove it home to all your senior leadership. And my promise to you is that will live forever. We are forever grateful for your leadership, your dedication, your mentorship, your friendship. I could go on and on of the development I've seen as a true Green Mountain. You'll always be a Green Mountain. Does not go away. To your family watching live, they should be extremely proud of this moment for you. Tara, kids, I'm so excited for you. I shared that with you this morning. I wish I was going with you. It's going to be an exciting time in your lives. Believe me, we will keep an open dialogue because we need him. Our team needs him, and we will be reaching out. So, as a small token of our appreciation, on behalf of Colonel Shevchuk and the Fire Wing Command Team, I'd like to present you with our coin. It has our heritage, it has our history, it has our legacy. And it's given for excellence, and it was only fitting that you got number one. Thanks. Could Senior Master Maxfield please come forward?
heard mention the Legion. All right. How much you've invested into the First Sergeant program here on base. The Chief believes, you know, you've heard said over and over again how much he believes in airmen and trying to put resources in place to help those airmen. He really believes in the First Sergeant program. And, you know, we're not the beneficiaries of that, the airmen are. And I think you know that. So a small token of appreciation. This is, you know, a photo that was taken, and we'd like to present to him. It depicts what he's really instilled in us. We have commanders. We have great commanders. Enlisted backs up those commanders. That's our positions within the wing. First sergeants, chiefs, all airmen. So and he's been exemplary of that. And really mentored all of us. We appreciate that, Chief. Thank you.
Senior Master Sergeant Murphy with the ammo team.
Chief, as a small token of our appreciation, this weekend we flew a Green Mountain Boy flag in your honor at the MSA. The 6 acres were glowing, and we appreciate everything you do. Where you started, this is where you ended. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Chief Master Sergeant Jim Noble.
Chief, Darin, I'm not absolutely sure it was true, but somebody said that you wanted me to put something together for you. And I don't know if it was just kind of a joke to see what I had in my garage and what a guy who, you know, no longer has the support of this on a day-to-day basis could come up with. But I kind of put my heart into creating something for you. As I did this process, this sculpture, if you will, I kind of used a lesson that you've taught. And I used to mock you over the years in how you could take an ordinary, seemingly insignificant object and put great meaning to it. You could pick up a piece of the ramp and talk about the airman's feet that it treaded and how the concrete was the backbone of the unit. And you would spin these tales, this rhetoric. And so as I put together this piece for you, I let it create itself, and then I went, what does it mean? And if my APG will bring it out to me here, we'll set it on the stage and talk to it. So keep in mind, this was nothing but pieces of scrap, if you will, that came together, and now that it's together, I can see why it's all you. Now what we're looking at here is, thank you, Sergeant Shea, is 2 tail hooks. One's from an F-16 and one's from an F-35. And that's the first F-35 tail hook that apparently has ever engaged a barrier in the Air Force, so I'm told. No providence on that. And they come together, and they're a mirror image. And that might just be because it balances that way. But you know what? No, that's because you flew with the Thunderbirds. And that's a mirror image of 2 tail hooks that wouldn't happen in real life, but would have happened in your world coming to us. And the lampshade is carefully crafted, not from just parts of uniforms that I had in my house, but from the uniforms that you wore that represent your career, starting out in BDUs, a lot of time in blues when you were in DC working your stat tours, and of course the ABU that you spent the most time in. And I know the senior maintenance badge is the most important to you, not because it was on my shirt that I chopped up, but because it matters the most to you. And then I went, I don't know, Darin, I don't even know if that's far enough. And I looked at those pieces of steel and I thought, you know what? That's 40 years of evolution, my friend. And behind you is $80 million of sophisticated jet with redundant flight controls and weapon systems that we don't even know what they all do because they won't tell us. And it's amazing what it does. And if you get your ass blown out from underneath you, you can eject and you can give up on that thing. But if you want to ride it all the way to the end, if you want to take it all the way and save it and be the hero, you need 10 pounds of iron that you throw at the ground at the last minute, and that'll save the day. And that's you, brother. That's representative of your tailhook, your life. This is your unit, we're your tailhook. What is your tailhook? And there it is. And I don't do it as well as you, my friend, but there you go. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you think of it. It's been a pleasure serving you.
Thank you, Chief Noble. For our final gift, Chief Gamara, can you present the future leaders of the world's premier fighter wing? Chief, that's all we have for you. We're in good hands. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chief Master Sergeant retired Darin Mauzy.
Wow. Kidding me? Thank you to all of you standing. Please relax. Rarely am I good at being brief, but today I'll give you my best effort knowing that you have lots of work to take care of and do. Wow. I was good. I was holding it all together. But that? Thank you. right, Chief, we are in good hands. So I'm not worried for a moment when I see that. It's not our chiefs that'll take us there. It's not our commanders, although I will speak to you in a moment. Or the world's greatest Air Force, because of that. We take future potential of a 17 to 22-year-old, and they will leave to go down, and they haven't even spent one day yet. For anyone who is welcoming and guest, those are airmen who raised their hand and gave an oath. And Sergeant Coleman and his team have sat in parents' homes and entrusted with them that we'll take care of them. And before they even ever step one day at the gateway to the Air Force, Chief Camaro, Sergeant LaPlante, and the team over there have them ready to go because we give them the things that they will need to succeed. But our nation gives us their best. That is awesome. I certainly didn't anticipate that. The gifts are great, and I do appreciate them, and anyone who knows me, my wife would use the term hoarder. I would say that they are collective mementos. Honey, we're gonna be going by Home Depot for an extra bin. It's gonna fit that in there. It's a beautiful day for a celebration. Thank you so much for the energy in this very, very special place. In a world that could use a little good right now, I hope that we can take just a final few moments to reflect as family and friends. I'm indebted to so many who made today possible. To my immediate teammates, Miss Carey, First Sergeant Maxfield, Master Sergeant Cosgrove, Captain Kittredge, Senior Master Sergeant Mercier, and Sergeant Burton. Thank you. You are undoubtedly good to our leadership team. I'm very excited toward the path that each of you are headed on to serve all of our Guard members from within our wing, not the front office staff. Chaplain Meadus, thank you for ensuring we are reminded that we serve a loving God and that you can know Him. Sergeant Addison, you are awesome. If you came in here early, there was some music playing, hopefully some sweet beats, some 80 thrown in there. Yesterday, the good Commander Favreau ensured that we were going to have some Welcome to the Jungle, so thank you for that recommendation. Sergeant Addison, you are at every event I will ever or have had. I don't get you anymore, but man, do I love you, brother. Your sweet beats always set the tone. More importantly, I trust you. And when I see you, I know everything is going to go well. Please, let's give our comm team and the front office staff, for this didn't magically put together, others, the maintenance staff. And I know we do this, but I think I take it in more now than ever on what it takes to produce an event like this. For the PA team to put it live to our family and friends. I'd like to give the staff that labors early in the morning and late into the night. There is no simple task. There's an almost unbelievable attention to detail of what it takes to make this machine move, and I just can't thank you enough because it's representative of all the other small things that we do. But to the team that helped puts this together, and forgive me if I forget anyone in particular, but thank you all very much. Thank you. Sergeant Lowry, Sergeant Coleman, thank you for being a part of today. You know what you mean to me, and you know that you are family. General Knight, Command Sergeant Major Chipman, I'm honored to have had the opportunity to advise on behalf of Colonel Smith and Shevchuk. These are your forces, and we are honored that you entrust them with us. I do not take that for granted. Generals Lambert, Harder, and Ahmed, you are each very, very important to me. I trust you. I believe that I could always come to you and tell you what is happening from the front lines. Trust is something that cannot be manufactured. It's precious, and I hope that future commanders and senior advisors enjoy the bond that we have had. Colonel Smith and Shevchuk, you are my wingmen. I believe an organization, and more importantly, a family, reflects the characteristics of its leaders. I have had the privilege to have witnessed you both make decisions for our wing that are not often easy, but grounded on our core values. Personally, I get a lot of enjoyment getting to know you as husbands, fathers, and you are my friend. I'm better because of you. To my family, Colonel Smith encouraged me late last night to take a moment to freeze to look at them, but I've resisted that challenge, not because I don't care implicitly, but as a combat warfighter, I gotta hold this thing together. And when you look that way, and you know that it's the best part of everything that I have going for me, I wanna thank you, Tara, as our CEO and business leader of the home. You take care of so much to allow me to be very aggressive about all that we have done in our career. We have navigated this challenge. To Caden, Kyler, Olivia, and Madeline, you are strong. You are loving. You are my tribe. It's a maintenance hangar with dust. I know they always say that, but I didn't realize that it's more up here than down there, I think. I'm grateful God has allowed us to go on this journey. I look forward to the adventure that awaits, to include today. Mom, Dad, Wayne, and Katie, you drove me to the Air Reserve Station 25 years ago. You gave up many years of us being directly together. However, I believe I am closer to you more now than ever. Today is a celebration of so much that is good, and I can't wait to see you tonight. We're coming home. To my brothers, Eric, Jesse, Jonathan, along with your beautiful wives and our nieces and nephews, you have joined us around the world, drove many miles, and you would go anywhere that we were at. You supported 9 moves in 20 years, and I'm 20 years overdue for that hunting trip I've been promising. I'll fit that trip in between races. To my family at the V-Tank. Last fall, we gathered in this hangar for a tactical pause. During our session, Dr. Basic reminded us of this thing of ours. Upon joining this tribe, we enter into a bond that most will never understand. A place that is appropriately proud of its history. Our 158th history is legendary. No, seriously. All the stories are true. Well, at least as I know them. Many of them I've studied before we came. Chief Noble wasn't wrong. I love to tell about what happened here. I'd love to tell people about who this team is going back to the founding of our nation. One of them I witnessed. Most of them I read about. One that I saw was one that we deployed in under 21 days, where it took this entire campus. We flew in combat in under 15 hours. Chief of Staff Goldfein wrote Senator Leahy directly, at the moment, to capture the record. He stated he had never heard of anything like it. To understand him is to understand that he has Air Force leadership going back from his father as a Chief of Staff and his son who continues to serve. He wouldn't write and say something that he didn't know to be true. And I gotta tell you, it was pretty cool to be CC'd on that note when it was sent. What I believe he must have known, buried in those stats that he was sending, was that there were amazing airmen working extraordinary measures of teamwork, inspired from truck bed speeches by a commander who understood how to connect and translate that he cared. Colonel Bean, you're the greatest. Commanders, you are the most professional officers I have served with. I simply can't express enough the gratitude of our enlisted corps and hope that you allow us the latitude to continue to help to lead airmen. You are abundantly good to us, to our senior leaders, and I love that you are a command element. As I provide a vital charge, I want to address the chiefs and the first sergeants in the room. Thank you for the tremendous gift that was given. But I deeply believe in the 800 airmen, and I don't believe you can do it alone. We bring in new talent from across the country, never to stop someone else from moving forward, but to give every airman in our organization the opportunity to be protected from the top. There is no E-10. Chiefs and first sergeants will preach truth to their commanders to ensure that we defend the rights of every airman. They have a lot of prosecutors in this world. They need a few defense attorneys. We will deal with behavior and ensure that it is dealt with and dealt with swiftly when it doesn't line up with our core values. But the individual airman has to always be valued and respected. And when we don't have it, we will help you, but you may not belong in our tribe. Every airman is going to matter through that process. First sergeants will do that. If you're a commander, don't look far for where you should get your advice. It's not only your chief, it's your first sergeant. And Shirts, thank you for what you did today. It means more than you know. In closing, I'm reminded of a few things, and since Chief Noble has already placed me in my roast, I don't mind sharing with you now transparently. An analogy that I can only think of as I stand in this hangar. Major League Baseball has Wrigley Field in Fenway. The NFL has Lambeau and Soldier Field. The NCAA has the Big House. NASCAR has Daytona and Bristol. The Air Force has Langley, Nellis, and the B-Tank. If you understand the magnitude of that statement, is that you don't just get to come to work every day, and you don't just serve at a common place. Late at night at any of those places, I could imagine at Fenway, the clubhouse manager hanging a jersey, understanding the history behind that organization. And he would only hope that each player understood it is bigger than them of the name on the back of their jersey. That they are part of something that is so big and so great, and that's just baseball. Each of those other iconic institutions attempt to teach to each person coming in what the magnitude of their organization means. Be careful we don't focus on small and trivial things that detract from the fact that the rest of the world is watching. We are the V-Tank. We get to serve, you don't have to serve. Many of you may have noticed that I'm not in my service dress today. It's not common to go into a retirement wearing your OCP battle uniform. Over 300 of our airmen are sent TDY right now preparing for what the future holds to ensure we're the best at what we do. The reason that I'm in this uniform is because the other one I will wear most likely at other events throughout my life, should I choose to be able to fit into it. But this one will be the last time I ever get to wear it. And what this one represents is that we don't play in our home stadium. We train every day to be the best that we do. That if we were to do our nation's work, we play away games. America will sleep well tonight. Nothing will happen on our borders as long as we allow airmen like that to have the tools necessary. That when we put on this jersey, we ensure the world sleeps well tonight. The stakes are high. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what we provide. We ensure that a nation that sometimes errs and may attempt to lose their way, that while they're distracted by other things, we ensure we have the watch. I will be your biggest fan. I will sit fourth row from the top and watch you run the race. I'm proud to have been part of this organization. I'm proud to be a Green Mountain boy. There is no place I would have ever wanted to serve after. You're right, General. They did say to put the Vermonters ahead. We still do. I believe they're the best in where they're going, better than anywhere I ever was. We owe it them as NCOs and senior NCOs to trust and take care of them. The day that the aircraft arrived, there was an excitement centered around $100 million airplanes. But when I watched Colonel Smith take to a mic, and I watch every interaction this commander has, he rarely talks about airplanes. He only talks about people. I was out on the line recently, and a young airman who had only been here less than 6 months asked me about our relationship, boss. He said, "You get to work with him." I said, "Yes, sir," or "Yes." And he said, when he comes out, he uses words like "we," and he says about our team. And they feel that because it starts at the top. There is no better time than to be transitioning in an organization. We're not perfect. We consistently have a few things we may need to work on. But we are the Green Mountain Boys. I'm proud of you. God bless you. God bless the youth.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would like to open the mic up for anyone that would like to speak. We will start with General Stephen Lambert. Please feel free to come up if you would like to speak.
Chief, this is went a little bit out of order, but couldn't let you get out of here without saying my piece, so there's that. There's a couple of things you may not know about Chief Mauzy. He was asked to be the wing command chief of the largest wing in the United States Air Force, Luke, and he declined. He declined because he wanted to be here with you and serve the men and women of the Green Mountain Boys, and he wanted to provide his family with stability. He was considered for the position of Chief Master Sergeant of the Air National Guard, a position that I have no doubt, had he decided to stay in the military, he would one day have achieved, if not this time around. But he declined, for all the right reasons. They're all sitting in that front row right there. I understand it, I accept it, doesn't mean I have to like it. This one hurts. I've been to a lot of retirements. A lot of great things get said. One of the things I'll always remember was somebody made the analogy that we are all fingers in a bucket of water. When somebody retires, they pull their finger out of the bucket, the level goes down a little bit, the hole closes up, and we keep on marching. This is not that. This is 5 fingers, a fist, forearm, and half a bicep. But we can all take solace in the fact that Chief Mauzy did what he always does. He spread his greatness, he built us a bench, and he has filled our ranks with rock stars. We're going to be okay. We're going to fill that hole, fill the bucket, and we'll continue to march. Finally, I would like to say I've been at this for over 36 years. Still can't get rid of it. But, without reservation, I will say that Chief Mauzy, you are the finest senior enlisted advisor with whom I've ever had the privilege to serve. I'd like to offer you an all too inadequate token of my appreciation, my coin, that you can put in your additional presento that you were given earlier today. I hope you will.
and speak. The men and women of the United States Air Force and the Vermont Air National Guard are proud to have served with Chief Mauzy and wish him every success in his future endeavors. This concludes today's ceremony. Due to the current COVID situation, there will not be a post-reception. Please keep in mind the proper social distancing and safety guidelines as you feel comfortable through the receiving line, which will be to your right. Thank you for attending, and we wish you a pleasant day.